So I have the court transcripts of the Diddy trial where Cassie took stand, gave her testimony, and also having the male escort telling his side of the story of all how he's mixed in and everything. Let's get into it. It's time to get Mr. Phillip in the witness box and bring in the jury. Mr. Phillip is basically the male escort. And all rise. And here we go. So to continue, you return to the Gramercy Hotel. Yes. While you and Miss Cassie were having sex for hours, Miss Ventura took the lead? No. You took the lead? We were equally doing our thing. There wasn't a leader. You decided together? Yes. Fair to say, she was in complete control of everything she was doing. I can't say that. You did not wear a condom? I did not. Wow. Your boss told you Miss Cassie paid for the hotel. Yes. So damn. They had the male escort roller dogging Cassie. She paid with her credit card. I have nothing to do with that. She used her card to pay for the dancer. Okay, that assault at her apartment on 11th Avenue. I believe it was West End Avenue. Okay. You claim Mr. Combs told her to come over. She said she had her personal information on the computer. So wait a minute. And he threw a bottle at her. Correct. He comes out and says, "Are you ready? Are you guys ready?" Isn't it true Mr. Combs told you, "Yo, man, I'm going to have to deal with this. You need to get the F out"? The male dancer. That is not correct. In 2023, didn't you tell prosecutors he said, "Yo, man," AUSA, objection, not in evidence. And the judge sustained. You can only use it to try to refresh his recollection. Read it yourself. Does it refresh you? I do not remember saying that. What I'm reading here. Get the F out. Objection. Disregard that. Did you date a model named Malaya? Malaya? Is it Malaya? And I didn't say I dated her. We were friends. You were with her and saw Cassie with someone not Mr. Combs? Yes. You told Malaya you saw Cassie socially. Yes. You thought Cassie wanted to see you 101? Nothing to do with Sean Combs, right? I don't see what you mean. In front of the Dream Hotel, that's what you thought. No. You only saw her inebriated one time. I saw her passed out on the couch. Mr. Combs told me I don't think it's going to happen today. The time with the other male you rotated? Not correct. You watched? Yes. Yo, this is crazy. You said Mr. Combs was directing, but do you recall meeting the prosecutors on March 28th, 2025 and telling them you didn't recall Mr. Combs giving directions about positions? Yes. So he didn't direct? Incorrect. You thought you were in a relationship with Cassie, didn't you? No. You wanted to get along with her, to date her. If she had let me, I would have. You'll get jealous of Mr. Combs? No. Did you tell them that Mr. Combs would tell you, "It's my turn"? AUSA, objection. Can we have a sidebar? Didn't you tell the government that you would feel jealous because you like Miss Ventura romantically? I do not recall that. Put up 3570. Just for the parties. I do not recall that. Nothing further. Alright, it's time to redirect. Please explain why you now say Mr. Combs directed you. He asked about positions, but Mr. Combs did tell us what to do. Use baby oil. There you go. The timing of the handing of cash, how did the amount compare to your stripping services? $3,800 or more. How much were you paid to perform when you could? $700 to $5,000 or $6,000. And when you couldn't perform, they paid me nothing then. Did Miss Victoria call you after the Dream Hotel? Yes. Do you know who she was with? No. Did she answer your text messages? Never. Almost. You said you wanted to hug her. Why? I could see she was afraid. What did you do? I could not engage. I was messed up. What did Mr. Combs say to you? He said it's time for you to go. In the Gramercy Hotel, who was in the room? Sean Combs, myself, and Cassie. When she appeared to enjoy herself, was Sean Combs always in the room? Yes. So she's enjoying herself and doing something with this male escort, and he's in the corner watching. Was the same man who called her bitch and beat her? I did not see the beating, I presume. Objection. Sustained. You heard slapping? Yes. Nothing further. Recross. Briefly. This document, do you see where you say I'm on the Upper West Side? She says 10 West End Avenue. Hit me when you there. Yes. Do you see your text? Don't give a F if I'm a little tipsy. I love y'all. N-word. Yes. And that was after the beating? Yes. Nothing further. Why did you write that? I wanted them to see I had no problem with what he had done and keep it going. No further questions. So they did a sidebar before the next witness, which is, if I ain't mistaken, is Cassie. But they said Cassie is married and she's pregnant, that her husband to not to be allowed in the courtroom during her testimony. We may need to call him as a witness later, depending on the direct. But the stuff that she's about to say, I'm glad that he wasn't in there. Because, I mean, as a man, and you hearing about your wife's past and doing some freakiness going on, I don't know how he would react or what. So, look, let's get back into it. All rise. The government calls Cassandra Ventura. She takes the stand strangely pregnant. How old are you? 38. What is your work? Musician and entertainer. How long were you with Sean? 10 years. Did you get in arguments? Yes. It would result in violence. Dragging. What else did he do? Stomp me in the head if I was down? How frequently was he violent? Too frequently. I would get black eyes and bruises. Damn, she's telling it all, Diddy. Let me show you a video. LA Hotel elevator lobby shown. Where is this? The Intercontinental in Los Angeles. It was after freak off. Oh, so it was after the freak off. What's that entail? The hiring of an escort, setting it up. How did you feel when he first asked for it? Confused, nervous. I wanted to make him happy. Did you agree to one when he first proposed one? Yes. Then there were more. It wasn't something I wanted to do, at least not that frequently. Okay, but you was cool to do it, but you didn't want to do it frequent. Alright? I didn't know what no could turn into. What do you mean? Making him angry. What were you afraid would happen if you said no? The old time he had blackmail materials. What did you give the government? Laptops. Ah, so she had laptops and gave it to the government. That is wow. So Diddy had some stuff on Cassie that made sure that you gonna listen and do whatever he say or he gonna blackmail you. I handed up GXB. Do you recognize it? Yes. I reviewed this drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs. Did you review photos on it? Yes. What's this photo? Me in 2004 with Kerry Morgan. When did you sign with Bad Boy Records? 2006. It was a 10-album deal. God dang. Did you release any after late 2006? No. Who's in this photo? Kim Porter. She was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children. Where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo? Las Vegas. Carrie Morgan was there too. We are out on his patio on my 21st birthday, VMAs. What happened then? Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Carrie. When you got back to New York, I visited him at the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated. Where were you going with your music career? Trying to come up with a concept. Sean called all of the shots. What is the age difference between you and Sean? 17 years. How did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels? Nervous. Excitement. We're going to talk about music. He introduced me to oral sex. I didn't understand it. Damn, dog. You put me talking about music and you bringing up oral sex. Crazy. Did you visit Sean in Miami? Yes. I went with Carrie Morgan and Dallas Austin. She's telling everybody the name. What did you and Sean do together? Sexual intercourse. He gave me blue dolphin ecstasy on a boat. Had you once before taken ecstasy unintentionally? Yes. How did you take ecstasy unintentionally? It was in Gatorade. When you took it intentionally with Sean, how did it feel? Like rolling. At that time, what did you think? That we were spending a lot of time together. I thought we were monogamous. Was it made public? No. I was his artist. Also his family, his children. Who was linked to him publicly? Kim Porter. How did Sean treat you at this time? We had fun. What was his lifestyle like? He had all these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit. What's this photo? Sean and I at the strip club in New York, like 2007 or 8. Halloween. How did Sean moves vary? Day to day. When it swung, could you describe it? Anger, zoning out. How did it impact you? Greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There was also psychological abuse. He'll tell me to watch my mouth, change my face. Damn, did he? How would he keep tabs on you? We didn't live far apart. He'll send security to come find me or a trusted assistant. Like who? David James, Christina Korm. Was your relationship exclusive? No. Did you see other men? Yes. Did Sean see other women? Yes. He said I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous. Did you move to LA with him? Yes, he wanted to be close to his kids who were there. Where did you live in LA? 875 Comstock Avenue, Wilshire. How tall was the buildings? No more than 17 floors. Where did Sean live? 200 South Mableton. Sean would use a golf cart to get back and forth. So they must have lived real close. Who paid for your rent in LA? Sean. Except when I had the house in Studio City. Why you pay then? I could afford it then, and I wanted to have some control. It was accepted. By whom? Sean. How many songs did you write while with Sean? Hundreds. Most were never released. Some got leaked on the internet, some on mixtapes. How many albums on your deal were not released? 9. Did you get paid for them? No. You only dropped one album, and that was a wrap. The freak calls became a job. There was no time to do anything else but to do them, then try to recover. How much time in your week will freak calls take? The longest was 4 days, significant periods of time. God dang. 4 days of freak calls. That is crazy. So they went on break and came back. Who was your manager at Bad Boy Records? James Cruz. What did he tell you? That he was managing me with one hand tied behind his back. He had to check everything with Sean. How did you make money if your records wasn't released? I did hosting parties with Sean, approved them. What comments did Sean make about your physical appearance? That I look too Mexican with my hair like that. Damn. How did he like your nails? white, French tipped. Hair, it varied. I shaved my hair in 2009. Your body. He told me to work out, prepare for the freak offs. Damn. How did you feel about his comments? It varied. He wanted you to work out to make sure you in tip top shape. The doing these freak offs. Forget everything else. Make sure you're in shape to handle these penetration and this freakiness is going down. What else did Sean pay for? Cars. Did he give you cash? Yes, but he would take things away depending on how he felt. What else would he take away? My self confidence. Who would take things away? Staff. Mm. I assume staff. Objection. Jury would disregard that last answer. Who looked your laptop and phone? Who look at your laptop and phone? Security. How long would it be gone for? However long I was being punished for. How often were you in contact with Sean's staff? Daily. Who are in these photos? Christina, Karam, and Miss Fletcher. What did you call Miss Karam? Karam. KK. And who is this? D-Rock. He was Sean's security. How frequently were you in Sean's residence? All the time. Did they all have safes? Yes. What did you observe in them? Cash, jewelry, cameras, and videotapes, guns in New York, LA, and Miami, and Alpine, New Jersey. That boy made sure he had evidence of everything. Cameras, videotapes. Wow. Do you recall an incident between Sean and Suge Knight? Yes, we were having a freak off in LA. D-Rock came in and said Suge was down at a diner. Sean drove over there. What was your reaction? I cried, said don't do something stupid. Were you ever handed a gun? Yes. We were going to a club in downtown LA. We were taking mushrooms. I was high. I was told to put the gun in my bag. I was freaking out. Who was present? A driver, security, and Sean. That got me thinking of the situation when J-Lo was in a club with him and the shots went off. Might have been something similar like this. Cassie. Another time I saw them get dressed and grab guns and leave in the SUV. How long were they gone? 30 to 40 minutes. Let me switch the topics. How soon into the relationship did Sean mention voyeurism to you? First 6 months or a year? Damn. How old were you? 22. Why did you agree to try a freak off? Good question. I wanted to make him happy. Where was the first freak off? One of his homes in Los Angeles. Who is this? The first escort. Do you know his name? No. I'll call him the first escort. Were you aware he was paid? Yes. To dance and to have intercourse with me. Damn. What drugs did you take? Ecstasy and alcohol before things started. Did you disguise your appearance? Sean said we would disguise ourselves. I wore a masquerade mask. What was a session and a freak off? Until the escort finished. How many sessions with the first escort? At least 2. How did you feel? I was high, so I didn't feel much, dirty and confusion, and that he was happy with me. Why did you feel you couldn't say no? I didn't want to make him angry or upset after he shared this part of himself with me. Damn, so he was forcing her to do these things with his male escort. How frequent did the freak offs become? Weekly, for a consistent amount of years. When was your last one? 2017, 2018. How long were you awake during the freak offs? I never slept. I took drugs, ecstasy, and Molly and cocaine. Damn. You had it all drugged up and everything. Do you recall all of the freak offs? That would be impossible. Did you want to stop? Damn. I mean, you can't. It was so many freak offs, you can't remember how many it was. Yes, I was humiliated. I didn't have those words then. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And she cries in the courtroom. Did you tell him you didn't want to do it? Yes. I brought it up gently. I didn't want to just do it with someone else. Were you able to express your concerns to him? Objection. Leading. Rephrase. Why would you talk to him gently? I didn't want to I didn't want him to be angry. What is this? Email between me and Sean. Where did you call him? Pop pop. Why? He asked me what I called my grandfather. I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful. I guess because he was 17 years older, and so he wanted to call it Pop Pop. Damn. What did you write? I really need to fuck. Why did you write that? Because I wanted to be with him. I'll read your messages, you read yours. You don't want to do this anymore? I'm so predictable. What did you think this meant? That he knew I didn't want to do the free calls anymore, but then I backpedaled. Why? To not make him angry. He could be violent. Where did you get your outfit? Pleasure chest elsewhere. Did you get piercings? Yes. Sean came with me. Which of his homes did you have free calls in? Miami and New York. What other homes? My homes, all but Studio City. And what other cities? Atlanta and Ibiza. And what hotels in New York did you have free calls? The Trump and Gramercy. Intercontinental, 44th Street, yes. Elsewhere, Mandarin Oriental, Fontainebleau. What names were used? Jackie Star. I used Frank Black. What supplies for free calls? Astroglide, baby oil, condoms. Damn. Who bought the supplies? Security, Sean's assistants. Which brand of baby oil? Johnson's. How was it used? Sean said you need to be glistening. Wait a minute. Why does it matter the brand of baby oil? Which we all figured was the Johnson's brand. And how was it used? And Sean said you need to be glistening. He want that body, he want that baby oil glistening all over your body. Want you to be shining, baby. Were there free calls where you ran out of the baby oil? Objection. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. You also mentioned Astroglide. Same objection. Irrelevant. Sidebar. We were just talking about Astroglide. How was it used? Lubricant. If you ran out, what? We'll call either staff or the bell desk, give them a tip. Where the free calls lit. Initially, it was candle, strong smelling Glade. Any other use of candle wax? A few times poured on my body. Damn. Who set the temperature of the room? Sean. I was expected to do free calls on my period. Did you want to do that? No. And that's another level of freakiness. Why she on a period still gotta be a part of the free calls? Did you want to be urinated on? Objection. Grounds. Asked and answered. Overruled. No, I did not want it. How did it feel? It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it. Why were you choking? Too much urine in my mouth. Ooh. Urinated in the mouth. Who else urinated on you? Sean. Did you want Sean to urinate on you? I didn't want anyone to urinate on me. How often did it happen? Often enough. God dang. Golden showers. R. Kelliness. Wow. Which hotel charged the most for damage to the room? The Intercontinental in New York. They redecorated the whole room for ridiculous money. Back to the urination. Miss Johnson, only a few more questions. Why didn't you say no? It was obvious I didn't want to be on the ground being urinated on by two men. Where did you find escorts? Initially Craigslist. Damn, so look. You got the escort and Diddy both pen urinating in her mouth. That's disgusting, Sean Diddy. And what cities did you respond to ads on Craigslist? In New York. Did you respond to ads on Backpage as well? Yes. Who directed you to communicate with the escorts? Objection. Who, if anyone? Did you ever reach out to escort independently? No. Did you ever not use an escort who arrived? One couldn't perform, so Sean sent him on. What was a safe escort? Not a cop. And someone who will not run and tell everyone about their experience with us. Why not a cop? I learned this whole situation was not legal. Objection. Jury will disregard the last answer. How did Cash get there? Security, or he brought it himself? The escort Dave, do you know his real name? Clayton Howard. Who is this? Daniel. What evidence did he use? And dancer service. Do you recognize Jules? Yes. And what cities do you have free calls with Jules? New York, LA, Vegas. Do you know his last name? No. Who is this? I knew him as the Punisher. God dang. Did you use drugs at every free call? Yes. I need to disassociate and become emotionless. Who else used drugs at free calls? Sean did. Sometimes the escort. What other drugs did you use? Special K, GHB, mushrooms. I read Sean's parts of this email. You read you. When should I take the thing? When will you be there? Pausing. You there? What did you mean? Drugs. I took mine. I'm flying. What does he mean? He's high. Why did you take more drugs? To not be present with the experience. Why? Because it was something I hated. How did you react to ecstasy and MDMA? It couldn't make me vomit. What would he say? To continue. Did you want to continue to have intercourse when you wanted to vomit? No. How does GHB make you feel? Drunk, tipsy. Cocaine? Makes my heart race. I'm not a huge fan. Mushrooms? The walls come alive. When drugs ran out, how did you know who to reach out to? Sean would tell me. During the session, how would you know to move to the next step? What would happen after the escort finished on you? Sean would want to put on his body in the next room. What? Did you do that? I did. Where? Usually on his nipples. Did you want to do that? No. Diddy, Sean Diddy, Freak Master. Wait a minute. Let me read this again. After the escort finished on Cassie, Diddy will want the semen put on his body in the next room on his nipples. What type of freakiness is this? How did you feel? I was an object, being heavily objectified by men. Sometimes he would watch by FaceTime. Damn, so wait a minute. You had to do free calls and he wasn't there? He just FaceTimed you. Were some sessions recorded on your devices? Because they were there. If you saw them on your device, what would you do? I would delete them. Why? They were disgusting. I never wanted anyone to see them. Were Sean's devices used sometimes? Yes. I asked him to delete them. Did he? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I won't be surprised sometime later on or whenever these tapes is going to come out for everybody to see. Did you ever leave a free call before it was over? Yes. At the Century City Intercontinental. I finally had a premiere coming up and I didn't want to mess it up, but Sean hit me. At what point did Sean hit you? Between sessions. What happened next? I got to the elevator. Next thing I knew, I was thrown to the ground. Who threw you down? Sean. He grabbed me by my neck and my hoodie. Let me show you the video. Which y'all should see the video by now of the hotel. He done grabbed her up, brought her back in the elevator. What are you doing? Trying to use the hotel phone. What is Sean doing? Taking my phone and my bag. And the judge said we'll break for the day. And that was the end for the day. This day is crazy. I'm glad the husband was not in the courtroom listening to all this. Because if I was the husband, I would have been disgusted, pissed, angry. I probably would have been like one of them people in the courtrooms and jumped over and probably snatched Diddy up. I mean, but that was before his time, though. But that's crazy. How do y'all feel about this whole situation? You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back again, alright?